And landlords and tenants. Landlords get slammed again. Very quietly, something gets voted in through cabinet in relation to costing landlords thousands more per year. Stay tuned. Not even a lot of accountants know about this. Stay tuned.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Oh my God, they've slammed the landlord again.
It's like the good cop, bad cop approach.
They've slammed the landlord. What are you doing, New South Wales government?
Yeah, it's true.
Tenants are going to have to pay more rent again because the farmers, the landlords, the guys planting the properties and supplying the properties are leaving. Tenants are paying more. It's the perfect storm for build to rent, which is the corporate sector of the rental market. I'm sorry. What do you know, Billy? I can't hear you. You've dropped out, Billy Bob.
How's that?
Oh, you're back. Yeah, that's perfect. What did you say?
Oh, good. I was saying, when did this sneak in? Because this was pretty quiet.
2 months ago.
2 months ago. I don't know why I keep disappearing as well.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like that ghost thing you're doing. It's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just like it came in, and I talk to people at the moment and they're like, what? Where? What? Even I've been speaking to a couple of accountants, they're like, really? What?
Yeah.
So just to take it from the top, you are given per year a threshold of how much you can hold in property. When you breach that threshold, you pay land tax.
So the threshold for the 2024 year onwards, the general threshold, $1,075,000, and then there's a premium threshold. Can you explain the difference? Which is 6.57.
Can we stay away from that? That's a real complicated one.
Okay.
For today, and let's do that on another series. But okay, land tax. Now, to give you an idea, I've got a house, a basic home in a basic suburb in the Northern Beaches, and I as a typical landlord, pay $580 per week in land tax before I pay the mortgage. You know, the house is only rented for just over $1,000 a week, so that's pretty incredible. Now, so land tax, to give you an idea, they take the UCV, so the unencumbered value of the land, and they then say, okay, that's what we're going to pay the tax on. So at the end of December, they evaluate in New South Wales every property, and they say, you're worth this, you're worth that, you're worth this, and you're worth that. Now, with units, it's divisible by 10 units if it's a block of 10-ish.
Yep.
And if it's a block of 100, divisible by 100-ish. So if you're a $1 million block and you got 10 units, you got 100,000 land tax assessment, put that up against your million threshold, you are way under, as an example.
Sure. And what's happened here is, I'm going to quote this. There was a decision to freeze the land tax threshold in 2024. That sounds good.
It does sound good, but you're going to realise it's a horror story.
So it sounds good. It was a part of a broader measure to address state budgetary and revenue needs in concerns and needs.
That's the government saying we need more cash, we need more money from everyone. Yep.
Yep. Typically, the land tax threshold is adjusted annually to account for inflation and rising property values. However, by freezing this threshold, the government aims to increase its tax revenue by capturing more properties under the land tax bracket, especially in a market where property values have risen.
I'll put this into perspective. Next year, your property value goes up
Say 10%.
$100,000.
Yeah.
$100,000.
Yeah. Okay.
1,600 intact.
Yeah. Wow.
The year after, your property goes up 100,000. 1,600 plus 1,600. Now you're paying 3,600 more in tax in year 2.
Yep.
In year 3, $4,000 in tax.
Yeah. And that money's got to come from somewhere. So I guess it's going to hit strong.
If you're over the threshold.
Right. And so, like, where does this come from? That's what we were asking this morning. For a law to be passed like this, it needs to be voted on members by New South Wales Legislative Assembly, the lower house, and the New South Wales Legislative Council, the upper house. So I guess it's right across the board, right?
Yep.
Yep. Specific details on who voted for and against this measure would be typically recorded in the parliamentary voting recordings. But, you know, I guess this is happening.
So, and I'm going to say this right here, right now. There was some moron making a comment saying that's really good for tenants, and it's really good for first home buyers because they're not having to compete with investors in the marketplace. And you know, if you're going to kill that baby, if you're going to get rid of that farmer, I always call landlords farmers of real estate because they plant properties and tenants rent them. If you kill the farmer, there'll be no rental properties. If there's no rental properties, the existing pool of rental properties will shoot through the roof. The existing pool will delete and the rents will shoot through the roof. So be really, really careful what you wish for. And I don't think people understand the dynamics and the mechanics of how this actually works. I certainly do after 32 years of real estate. And I'm telling you guys, the government has slammed with 16 massive changes over the last 20 years, landlords, and the landlords that retain their property, they are going to get such big rents. It'll take a while.
Are you nervous for the landlords or for the tenants more?
The tenants.
Really? But and you think landlords will accept this? They'll put up with it, or you think they'll sell the asset and move into something else?
They'll probably sell the asset and move into. I think you'll find landlords will trim up a little bit the amount of the landlords in the marketplace. I reckon they've definitely been exiting the market more than ever in the last 5, 10, 15 years. It hasn't been cool to have an investment property. Superannuation stole a lot of savings out of people's pockets that they traditionally would have bought an investment property with. So you know, I think the net is going to be rents are going to go absolutely bananas. It'll be very expensive to rent a property in Sydney.
There you go. I guess anything else to add on that topic? It's a short one, happy one.
Yeah, look, I just think, you know, it's the next blow, you know, potentially will be negative gearing, which I believe won't happen. But if it does, if that blow eventuates, you know, it's for existing landlords. It's a little bit like when they brought super in. They said, "Oh, look, you know, the employer's going to pay the super. Don't worry, it's only 3%." She'll be right. You know, 30 years later, super sitting at 11%, 11.5%. Believe me, the employer considers it when they're paying anything. It's a cost. And I think the same thing's going to happen. The net is that the cost is going to be borne by the tenants in some way, shape, or form. So yeah, very interesting.
Share the load. This is interesting. The move, combined with rising property values, the change, is projected to generate an additional 1.5 billion in revenue over the coming years. 1.5 billion.
Yeah. And guess whose pockets it's coming out of?
It's going to be everyone. Yeah.
They say they're going to get the big bad landlord, but the tenants will get caught up in it, end up having to pay more.
I think it's shared. So, any positive news this morning on this topic?
Look, I think it's got to be reported. This has been the most hidden tax that I've ever seen.
Really? Wow.
It's the most hidden tax that I've ever. I just cannot believe it. So, and I just think it happened, without public consultation or industry consultation. So quietly, it's just ridiculous.
There you go. Well, the rabbit's out the hat. We're sharing it.
Shame on you, upper house and lower house. Shame on you. Shame.
There'll be no more people like this with a big, nice fit. Too expensive to run.
Yeah.
That's the show. Have a lovely Tuesday morning.
Have a great day. All right, guys. See ya. Thanks, Billy Bob. Cheers. Bye.